Hello everyone, I'm Skratch. Welcome to the channel. This is another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today, we're gonna talk about the Hydra draft, guys. I'm positive, I'm confident that we're gonna bring it home, and I think we've got the most OP team in the entire game, at least from what we had available to work with in terms of champions. Of course, there were a few banned champions. We're gonna have tons of giveaways, a lot of awesome stuff happening around. It's gonna be a fierce competition in between me and other content creators. So if you're not familiar just yet with everything that is about to happen, let's have a quick look at the Hydra draft. So basically, if you're gonna head over to deadwoodjedi.com, you're gonna see that a lot of us will actually be in for a fight in here. Odd One Gaming, MTG Jedi, YST, Nab Raids, Cold Brew Gaming, Skratch, Hell Hades, Deadwood Jedi. Now, we do have Ash, who unfortunately was not able to take part in it because he's pretty busy, and other content creators that just didn't manage to get in. Yeah, when we're too many people, it's kind of hard to make it work. So basically, 8 different creators were selecting teams, were selecting champions, and we're gonna go against each other, kind of like in a seed sort of system. But you're gonna be able to find out pretty much everything right here. If you haven't checked out the video, feel free to check it out. So here we are, guys. You were able to vote for this, but seems like the voting, it ended. You're gonna be able to see who's going against who. But what I do want to show you first is the draft results, the final draft outcome. So we had kind of like a snake sort of draft. Hell Hades picked first, like in round 1, and going all the way down to round 6, you're going to be able to see whoever picked what champions. Right here is being voted. Vote for bracket seeding. The voting is now closed, but basically, vote for the top 3 CCs that drafted the best team. Let me tell you what I've done, okay? So basically, whoever wins in their rounds get to steal one champion from the loser, basically. So I'm really interested in using Taras. So I really wanted to face MTG Jedi just to be able to take that Taras. Hopefully that we're gonna win and we're gonna bring it home. Who knows, we might lose. But I like to be positive, you know me. To kind of like be confident with what I'm doing. So I actually saw the other 3 next to MTG Jedi that were voted as the least popular, the weakest teams. And I went and I voted those as the strongest opponents to try and make MTG Jedi look like he has the weakest team. I gotta say, I really don't think he has the weakest team out of all this. So, Odd One Gaming, you're gonna be able to see the team right here much better. Nekmo, Cisia, Solus, Tatura, Ursula, Ruel. Then, if you're gonna go over to MTG, Mighty Uko, Cardiel, already very strong. Tumesia, strong as well. Taras the Fierce, an absolute beast. Ragash, increased speed, strengthened if I'm not mistaken. Yes, Duet under Runic was a pretty odd pick because there are different champions that extend buffs, but it does have the A1, which is kind of like a Doom Priest's passive, but it's not 100%. So, pretty interesting team. This is YST right here, to Hanorek, Mishinaki, Snake Track. Then he went with Coronar. Not a big fan of Coronar for Hydra, honestly, but of course, everyone with their own picks. Walking Tomb Drang as another DPS champion. Together with Mishinaki, they might be able to drop some damage. I know Mishinaki is very powerful. And then, of course, he got this last pick. Horrible champion, this Marichka, the Unbreakable. Nab Raids, a pretty odd team. Mitrala, Lifebane, Ugo, Shamael, Mother Sibel, Gothica Raniri, and Ninja. I don't think he's gonna have enough damage in here. Ninja is gonna do damage. Yes, Shamael can do damage. But if Ninja is gonna get devoured by the wrong Hydra head, man, he's gonna be in trouble, you know. Cold Brew Gaming, Krisk, Tila Goremane, brings Hacks, HP Burn, Leech, Sifi the Lost Bride, Mashald, Nishak, and Bivald of the Thorn. Honestly, just because I already had Krisk in the team, if I was in his place, I wasn't gonna pick B-Veld whatsoever. Like, you don't need him. You have Krisk in there, just put him either on a reflex, either put him on a provoke set, make him work somehow, you know, and would be enough to do that. Or bring 2 champions on provoke sets and just fill in another strong champion in there to help you out. But I feel like that B-Veld was kind of like a bit of a mistake. This guy right here, my god, Duchess, Supreme Gallic. Man, Supreme Gallic is gonna amaze a lot of you guys out there. Like, I've said it from the very beginning. When they announced the Supreme Champions, the starters, Gallic is the best, and he is. Because, again, he's another champion that is eternal. Gets to be used regardless of where you are in the game, because he's so freaking awesome. S tier for Hydra. Very, very nice. And I was actually lucky that I picked him second, because if I wasn't gonna do it, Odd One Gaming was quickly gonna grab that champion before me, and I was gonna be in trouble because block buffs, HP burn, detonates HP burn. He has that amazing passive. Then, of course, did I mention the block buffs? I think I did. Decrease speed. So many things in his kit, man. He's such an amazing champion. Lydia, strengthen, increase speed, defense down, weaken. So many good things from her as well. Skullord Vargal, provoke, decrease attack. So he's a very, very solid champion. I do need another damage next to Supreme Gallic, which already Supreme Gallic deals more damage than a Husk or a Royal Guard, in my opinion, in the right setup. He brings a lot of damage, so I had to bring in another DPS. I gotta say, Trunda was not necessarily on my list, because I was hoping to get Aras just to have a bit of fun with him. But then was like, what do I have left? Mashal was picked. Cupidus was picked. Most of the DPS champions were picked. So I was like, yeah, I'm gonna go that way. She's available. I'm gonna take Trunda the Broken in it. And for the last pick was kind of like a no-brainer. Go in and bring in a reset champion. Like, even if I don't have increased defense, I don't have a shield champion to kind of like tank for me, is fine. Because you know what? Kymar is gonna reset skills. I'm gonna have Duchess to constantly carry the team. Like, Duchess, she's such a massive carry. She's just gonna be the last man standing. Hopefully, she's not gonna get devoured. And if she is gonna get devoured, hopefully we're gonna be able to rescue her. Hell Hades, he started with Husk directly, went in and grabbed that DPS champion. Venus, Cupidus. He got Bishop, Pintroy, which again brings block buffs. Elva Autumnborn, she was definitely going to be on my list if Tuhanarak and Duchess were picked. And round 6, he got Martyr. You see right here, Deadwood Jedi as well. Pretty interesting team. I feel like he could have brought in a different champion for a tag down, maybe. Instead of Mistrider, Deity, instead of defense down, sorry, not attack down. A Tomb Lord, in my opinion, would have been a bit better. Or maybe other options, because there are quite a few different champions available out there. But that's what we have. Well, guess what, guys? The tournament bracket is on tomorrow, 8 p.m. UTC, live on Deadwood Jedi's YouTube channel. Skratch going against MTG Jedi, so definitely stay tuned for that. And I'm pretty convinced that YST is gonna face Cold Brew tomorrow as well, so we're gonna have a pretty interesting one tomorrow, guys. Definitely tune over. We're gonna have giveaways, gems, lots of goodies as usual. Get in and cheer for your favorite content creator. And yeah, that was pretty much everything for the video, guys. I wanted to kind of like let you know, because I didn't really had a chance to do a video on the whole topic. I do have some champions empowered, some champions with blessings when we are talking about the champions that I'm planning to use. So for example, if we're gonna go at the Guardian rings right here, you're gonna be able to see, you see, I have a +3 Duchess, I have a regular one. Now, the limit for the player power will be 500k. I cannot use the champions with empowerment and high awakening, because they're gonna boost that power to a very high level. So I'm gonna have to use the 1-star Kymar, no blessing, 1-star Duchess right there, so not empowered or anything, which is fine because they're still very powerful the way they are, so I'm not really worried about it whatsoever. Then of course I do have my Trunda at +2. I have a 2-star awakening on her, Soul Reap. If I would have a high star awakening, I would go with Crushing Rend, but unfortunately, it's no point to do it at the 2 stars, so I'm gonna stick with Soul Reap. Lydia, she is at +2, and she is at 5-star awakened, so what I'm gonna do instead, I'm gonna put Cruelty on her. That's gonna help me a bit more to deal with the heads, to get to deal more damage faster. And what other champions we have in here in the list? Did we miss anyone that was important? Yes, we did actually. And I'm just trying to find him. I do have a Skullord right here, non-empowered, and I'm gonna try to keep his power as low as possible. He has a very high base resistance, so we're gonna want to dodge that 100%. We gotta stay far away from it. And I do have my Supreme Gallic. He is, of course, non-empowered. He does have 1 star on the awakening, which is not gonna be a game changer, but you know what? It's still gonna be tons of fun. And this is the build that I have on him, which I'm not planning to change because I'm actually pretty happy with what I have on him. These are the total stats, so it's gonna be a fun one. It's definitely gonna be a fun one. Get involved. Make sure you guys are checking it out tomorrow. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching. Hopefully you're gonna find this contest interesting because it's definitely tons of fun to be involved. Much love. Appreciate all of you guys watching, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace.